What's up, guys? Welcome back to RC Overload Tuesdays. Hope everybody has had a great week so far. I apologize ahead of time as I haven't been able to make any videos for you guys the last few days, unfortunately. I've been extremely busy with a lot of side work going on with my main business that I run, 162 Media Productions. For those of you that don't know, it's my own personal productions company. Make videos for people, edit videos for people. Hopefully soon getting into photography stuff a little bit. Just something I started up because I've had a lot of requests lately, and it's been pretty fun, but been busy as all hell the last week or so getting clients set up and doing work and whatnot. So unfortunately I just did not have the time to make videos for you guys. Hopefully I can do some stuff this week anyways, because I got a few things planned out. As long as weather holds out and other things work out as well. But anyways, without further ado, let's get into today's questions. What's the best way to go about selling an RC? And what venue do you usually use for that? That's actually a really good question because there's so many different areas online that you can go about selling them. And honestly, I don't think there's really any wrong place to go to sell your RCs. I think there's some that are better than others. Usually the top places I tend to go to when I'm selling stuff, I usually try to hit up Facebook Marketplace first. I've actually had a lot of really good hits on that, and especially because it keeps it local. I don't have to worry about shipping anything or anything breaking during shipping. I can sell it to somebody somewhat local to me, you know, drop it right off in their hands. They can see it firsthand. I can show them everything about it if there's something that they should know about and so forth. So that's usually where I go first, and then I'll kind of tend towards eBay a little bit, is where I sell a lot of my stuff as well. eBay's, I've had an extremely good luck because, again, you put your range out there, you broaden your range, so to say, so you get a much higher chance on eBay. Also, a few other places that I recommend that I've done as well is buy and sell groups on Facebook. Those are awesome, especially if it's a specific niche. Say it's like specifically for drift cars or specifically for crawlers. There's a lot of those on Facebook, so those are really great places to go as well. But yeah, usually I just hit up Facebook Marketplace first and then try eBay, and worst comes to worst, and I hit up Craigslist, and then I try Let Go. Those places. Usually someone in there will usually find my stuff and end up buying it. My question for next week is, are you ever going to buy a Traxxas Xmaxx? If so, when and what videos would you do with it? I honestly cannot wait to get my hands on a Traxxas Xmaxx. I know there's some people out there that says it's not, you know, it's just going to break, you know, don't buy this or that and so forth. But I truly love the look of the Traxxas Xmaxx. I've seen it in person. It's a beast of a truck. I can't wait to get my hands on it someday. But it is a hefty price. You know, it's pretty much average price is like $900 for it, not including the batteries. So you know, it's a good chunk of change for an RC truck. I would say, you know, I was thinking about this actually yesterday too a little bit on some of my trucks, and I think when it comes to the Xmaxx, you know, right now I am, honest to God, I'm in a little bit of debt. You know, I'm trying to work on getting that out, and I'm sure all of you guys are as well. You know, most of you guys are in debt, and I think I'm going to make it more of a goal. You know, when I clear a good portion of debt, or pretty much all of it here eventually, I think that's going to be like a reward for me. You know, to buy the Xmaxx. It's like a personal thing. Like, I worked hard for it, so I'm going to get the Xmaxx. You know, sometimes I will buy things just for the show purpose, to show you guys. Not necessarily it's something that was on my top 10 list, but it's something that I think is going to be valuable to you guys. I've done that before. But I think the Xmaxx is more going to be of a personal use, really. So, you know, I can't say for sure when that's going to happen, but I would love to get my hands on it. I mean, heck, if I can find a used one for dirt cheap, needs a little bit of work, I'll take that. I don't care. I don't mind doing work to used RCs. It's kind of part of the fun, a little bit, for me. I always love coming down and working on my stuff, just late at night and whatnot. I'm getting off track here, but... I think as far as what I would do for videos on it, I would beat the living hell out of it. I would, one of the ideas I've had that I've always wanted to do with an RC truck is jump a building or jump off of a roof. Like, put a ramp on top of a roof and then jump that ramp or just jump over the building. I would totally try to find a way to do that with the Xmaxx. That would definitely be one of my dream videos to film. Get drone footage while I'm up there, you know, get a guy up there, get a guy down there, somebody driving it, you know. Oh man, that would be awesome. But yeah, you know. All in good time, right? I have a question. How would you get a rounded out 4mm flanged wheel nut? That can be a little bit tricky. I've done it before. I'm not sure if there's really a right or wrong way to go on about doing it, but I have done it before, especially if they got rusted in there or whatnot. If it's rounded out and you really can't get anything to grab onto it, one of the tricks that I used to do, especially when I was in the automotive industry, things we would do with stripped out bolts, is you want to grab a chisel and a hammer. And basically you want to take that chisel at an angle in the direction that it needs to come off of. Put the chisel on there and keep tapping with a hammer, and what you're doing is almost making like an impact on it. So technically speaking, if it's not completely one solid rusted mess now, even still usually you can get it. You know, you put the chisel on one of the corners, again a small chisel because there's not always a lot of room in there. And you just keep tapping it and just keep going around it. And each tap it should go a little bit more until the point where it becomes loose. You can usually also, you know, if it's really bound up in there from corrosion, I have used a can of PB Blaster. Basically, it's penetrating blaster is what it's called. It's yellow. It's designed to free up corrosion, free up rust. That's stuff that I've done before. I'm sure there's other ways people have taken off wheel nuts, and feel free to post them in the comment box below. That's just how I've done it before in the past with anything, really. I just tend to chisel it or even make a mark in it so I can get some leverage on it some way. I mean, if it's rounded out, you're never going to use it again, so you could, you know, manipulate that thing basically any which way you want in order to make it work. But I usually find the chisel method works best. If for some reason you can get full access to that wheel nut, you can even try taking a Dremel with a bit, a really small bit, and cutting a groove in it and maybe splitting it. But usually wheels and the wheel nuts, there's not a lot of room to do that with. So I'm not really sure what kind of RC you're doing it on, so it's hard to say what's the best method. But give the chisel thing a try and see if anybody else posts anything in the comment box for you also to try. You know, you guys are more than welcome to help these guys out as well. You know, I'm no expert at everything. I am a hobbyist. You know, I do know quite a bit, but I don't know everything. I'll be the first one to admit it. So, give that a shot. Is it possible to convert/upgrade a two-wheel drive Torment to a four-wheel drive one without adding a second motor and everything? Like they make a 4x4 Torment, so can some parts just change, like the axle, drive shafts, to make the four-wheel drive, or are there very different trucks, chassis, etc.? Converting the ECX Torment from a two-wheel drive to four-wheel drive, I would say absolutely it's possible. I think, in all reality though, I don't think it's the best method is to convert it, in my opinion. There's a lot that would need to be changed, a lot. And by the time you're done changing everything into a four-wheel drive truck, the amount of money that you put into it, even say just putting a couple of upgrades into it while you're doing it, you could pretty much just buy a 4x4 Torment. I mean, there is a lot of differences between them, but there's also a lot of similarities between them. The chassis are different. You would also need a front differential. You would need the front hubs assemblies. You would need the front drive shafts. Totally different transmission setup on it and everything like that. I mean, I wouldn't say that it's not possible, but there's more to the four-wheel drive truck than there is to the two-wheel drive. So by the time you're done putting out all the money to make it even possible, you're going to find that you still pretty much have a two-wheel drive truck left over with some parts taken off of it. But you also just bought yourself basically a 4x4 truck in a sense. So I think it's more feasible to just look at getting a 4x4 Torment if that's really what you want to go with. Or even better yet, just kind of save your cash and maybe get something a little bit better. Not saying that the Torments suck or anything. I've had great success with my Torment. It's held up to a lot of abuse. But in general, there are definitely better trucks and still within a reasonable price range too. So you can, take that into consideration a little bit when you're looking into doing things like that. But yeah, to make it simplified, yeah, it's definitely possible. But is it feasible? I don't know. That's up to you. Depends on if you want to just make it into a project or you're trying to save some cash, in a sense. Last question. Do you think nitro will make a comeback in the RC world? I've answered this question before in the past, and honestly, I do believe nitro could make a comeback, definitely. How big of a comeback? That's debatable, really. With the technology definitely on brushless and lipo setups and electric cars going faster than nitro, nitro's kind of died off a little bit, and especially with the difficulties that nitro can have along with it. Electric's definitely been more the preferred method lately in the past several years. I think if there's a lot of people that really want to get into nitro and really do enjoy it and can, come online and help teach people and show people that it's really not as bad as some people would think. Tips, tricks, basically everything that we're seeing online now with electric cars. I think if people did that with nitro, we could see a new impact with nitro trucks, or nitro in general. Sorry about that. So yeah, we just got to see a little bit more people wanting nitro. I think that's really what it comes down to. More people have to want to try nitro and do nitro and help other people with nitro. Yeah. Alright guys, well that's pretty much all the time I have for today. I have to go and edit this now. So, I'll see you guys hopefully later this week with some really cool videos, hopefully some running videos as well. Like I'd mentioned, I have a couple of videos planned, but I have one more studio video for a while that I'm hopefully going to have out Friday for you guys on the boom racing shocks. And then pretty much after that for the entire summer, I'm honestly looking at just running videos with maybe 1 or 2 shop videos. So hopefully we'll get a lot of running videos in soon. And the ECX Barrage build is actually almost done. I have a few minor things I got to do, finish painting up a body for it, and then I'll start releasing that build upgrade series here soon, once I get that all edited. But for a little sneak peek, you guys can take a quick look. Alright guys, well, until next time, I'll see you guys on the next RC Overload. See you later.